It was an early spring day in the year of 1945 at the Herd Scout Pueblo on the side of South Mountain in Phoenix, Arizona. As you will note, it was too early to have water in the pool. But something seems to be wrong. Why are those boys lying around on the pool deck? Why are they not moving? There are boys lying everywhere. Are they asleep? No, look at all that red stuff coming out of their mouths. They probably just ate too much ketchup. Oh no, some evil person or thing has committed mayhem. The circumstances are reported to Chief George F. Miller by Detective Bill McMorris, while a Phoenix police officer takes notes. Chief Miller gets on the shortwave radio and puts out an emergency call for the Kachinas. Meanwhile, the Kachinas are out for an afternoon hike with their faithful companions close behind. How faithful can companions get? Notice they're carrying the packs. One of the faithful companions receives an emergency call on the walkie-talkie. She refers the call to the Chief Kachina, Ben Pedrick. On the air back at Scout headquarters, Chief Miller explains the circumstances surrounding the tragedy at the Pueblo and appeals for help from the Kachinas. Chief Miller exhorts the Kachinas to do something quickly. The Kachinas swing into action, leaving their faithful companions to bring up the rear. Faster than the speeding cars on the highway, the Kachinas hasten to the rescue. Chief Miller explains the problem and sends the Kachinas to investigate. At the Herd Scout Pueblo, Ben makes assignments, and the Kachinas and their faithful companions set out to search every nook and cranny of the Pueblo in the hope of finding a clue. Suddenly, a hooded monster appears on the roof and formulates a diabolical plan. Unaware of any danger, Jeannie Lou Quinn and Winthrop Aiken examine what might be a piece of evidence. The monster drops a tremendous rock and Winthrop falls to the ground. Jeannie Lou, one of the faithful companions, stays to help him if possible. The others come running. The monster makes his escape over a parapet wall, and the Kachinas and their faithful companions follow. Exerting tremendous effort, Johnny Kachinas jumps to the top of the wall and goes after the monster in what is known as hot pursuit. The monster makes his getaway and looks for a place to hide. The Kachina closes up the gap and rushes forward to confront the assailant. The others hasten to lend their support. The monster is cornered in a face-to-face encounter. He lunges menacingly, and the Kachinas and their faithful companions stay just out of range. Time and again they advance, only to be counterattacked by the monster. With terror in their hearts, the Kachinas and their faithful companions face the danger unflinchingly. Finally, in a surprise move, the monster simply disappears into thin air, leaving the Kachinas and their faithful companions struck with awe and wonder. Confused, they ask each other, "What happened? Where did he go? How can this be?" And someone asks, "Does this mean we won't be able to finish this flick?" The Kachinas and their faithful companions retire to the Kachina Chemistry Lab located on the campus of North Phoenix High School and proceed to invent a solution that will solidify the monster. Well, they didn't exactly retire, as we shall see. Dick Hart compounds a potion which is then added to a list of failed attempts. Undaunted, the Kachinas and their faithful companions resolve to continue with the same tenacity with which Thomas Edison invented the electric light bulb. Time marches on, and one attempt after another is added to the list of failures, and they are running out of film. Finally, Dick Hart and two of the faithful companions jubilate over their final attempt, which is deemed to be a success. Formula number 1683, destined to go down in history as a scientific breakthrough which may very well have saved the world, is labeled and ready for use against the monster. Proceeding to the Scout Pueblo with hope in their hearts, the Kachinas and their faithful companions are now ready to confront the monster again, only this time they are prepared for him. Or at least they hope they are prepared for him. There he is, the rascal, posturing intrepidly on the parapet. Threats are exchanged and a challenge hurled. Then the Kachinas and their faithful companions fearlessly advance to face this mysterious monster once again. Ben outlines a plan. Deja vu. Just as before, it's a stalemate between the intrepid Kachinas and their faithful companions and the black-hooded monster. Dick Hart spearheads the attack, and Johnny Kachinas and Ben Pedrick quickly join in the fray. The monster is overwhelmed with the application of Formula 1683, the now famous monster solidifier. With determination burning in their eyes and in their hearts, Johnny and Dick continue the attack, while the faithful companions look on with admiration. Finally, realizing that he can no longer disappear, the monster makes a desperate break for the outside door. Well, that's the breaks, as the old saying goes. The Kachinas and their faithful companions give chase. Up a precarious slope he ascends with the Kachinas and their faithful companions close behind. He dares them to follow him, but he really hopes that they won't. Finding himself on the edge of a dead-end cliff, the monster frantically tries to climb a sheer rock wall. Darn, he came off without his ropes and pitons. Johnny Kachinas orders the others to safety and fearlessly ascends the steep slope for a frontal attack. The monster waits for his arrival. He had no other choice. Without hesitation, the intrepid Kachina presses forward to engage the monster. But alas, over the edge like a rag-stuffed dummy, while the Kachinas and their faithful companions look on with horror. With great concern, the Kachinas and their faithful companions rush to his side. Ben painstakingly ascends the cliff behind the ledge. He rappels down the other side for a surprise attack. Still exulting over his victory, the monster is unaware that he is being set up. With nothing else to do, he now resorts to rock throwing. Suddenly realizing that he is not alone on the ledge, he turns to engage Ben in hand-to-hand mortal combat. The battle rages on, and it appears that Ben is about to get the worst of it. And the worst is generally accepted as not good. 10 minutes, 15 minutes elapse, and Ben tirelessly continues the fight against the superhuman strength of the monster. Finally, Ben backs the monster to the edge of the precipice, and with one mighty blow, sends him cascading down the cliff to his doom. Ben rushes to join the others. With heavy hearts, they retire from the scene while their faithful companions carry away their fallen comrade. And what about the monster? They just left him to the buzzards and the coyotes. The part of the monster was played by Bob Owens. This film is dedicated to the memory of Ray Garner, our departed compadre and mentor, whom we love, and whose love for us was solely responsible for the establishment and perpetuation of the Kachinas.